Welcome to our last edition of Wednesday Wellbeing, live from our studio. The only problem I'm going to have is just trying to stay calm. That's the problem I often have, but I can assure you I haven't had a cup of coffee for at least 4 hours. You are joined here with my colleague who's got fog on. This is Ed. He's going to be with us for the next 20 minutes to half an hour. Just to recap, anybody who's watching who didn't know what we've been doing on the Wednesday Wellbeing, it started off with an idea. When was it? A few weeks ago, we decided to try and encourage the schools, the pupils, the teachers to focus their attentions away from all the negativity that seems to be surrounding us and focus on something positive. Buddhist monks, like this, when they get up in the morning, as I understand it, the first thing they do is not meditate. What they do is they do a chore and they do a task. Doing that chore and doing that task focuses their attention on what they're doing and away from all the other external noise. And that's why we created Wednesday Wellbeing. Because if you're concentrating on something good and positive and real and some things that are going to make a real difference to yourselves, to your lives, to your schools, and to the planet, then that will be a good way of trying to ignore just for a second what's going on all around us. So just to recap, we have done positivity and confidence. That was pretty cool. I almost froze to death. And if it wasn't for that fire, we did confidence, positivity, we did mindfulness, we did resilience and determination. I was sitting here on the floor at some point with all my candles around me. So thank you so much for all the schools that have taken part. And I honestly, we're overwhelmed by the amount of interest and all the comments that we've had. So thank you so much, and I hope you're still tuning in. So today, what are we going to do? What do you think? Dreams and goals. Because I think right now, it's important to have a dream and a goal. So we're going to start with a little story. Dreams without goals are just dreams. So we need to make them happen. And the dream starts as an idea. It starts in here, or better still, we might even start in here. So let's say we're going to listen to the dreams that are in our heart and try and ignore the fears that come into our heads, because the fear will tell you we can't do it. The people around us, sometimes negativity, they'll tell you, you ain't going to be able to do that. But this little thing in here, we follow this. Some people call it the heart, some people call it the soul. I like to look at it like this. Imagine there's a ship, and it's a big ship, it's the mothership. And behind that ship, there's all these little ships. And then all the little ships are moments in our lives, but the big mothership is what we should be following. And that's our heart. That's the soul. That's the inner voice and the essence of who we are, right? So we follow this ship, and every now and again, we decide to get off it, and we get on board the other little ships. They could be money, they could be careers, they could be relationships. And sometimes those ships lead us into troubled waters, and they lead us in the wrong direction. And we go against our true instinct of what's going on in here. So I would say, whatever your dream, whatever your goal, make sure we follow what's going on in here. And don't listen to the negativity that's going on in here. Now would be a good time to say, if you guys have got any questions out there, Eddie is going to try and answer them, say what's coming in. So how about this? How about we start something really positive? If you've got a goal, if you've got a dream, let us know. And I will try to answer it. Because there's an old saying, if you fail to prepare, you better prepare to fail. So the more preparation we do to achieve something, the better it is. Because I'm going to be honest with you, success is not bought. It is rented. And the payment is due every day. So continuing to be successful, well, we need to pay up every day. So for me, I am doing 100 press-ups every day. And it's hard, and I don't want to do 100 press-ups every day. It will be easier not to do it. But that's my mind telling me, you see. So we need to do that, because success is 1% inspiration, but 99% perspiration, even when it's at -5 outside. So let's start with this. Whoever out there is watching, this is your chance. This is your moment to turn your dream into a reality by achieving it through a goal. So fire some questions at us while we're live, and we'll do our best to answer them. And those questions might be, I want to be an astronaut. How do I do it? I want to climb Mount Everest. How do I do that? I want to be a free diver. I want to jump out of space like Felix Baumgartner. But you see, goals, if you think about it, starting here, but you're aiming for something, look at it like a compass. A compass always points true north. And it doesn't matter where you go with the compass, the needle will always aim in the right direction. If we don't have a goal in life and we don't have a purpose, we get to the middle of our life and we've been all over the place. We followed that thing, we followed that thing, and we changed our mind, and then we went back, and then we went forward. Some people say, and this is to quote my legendary Denzel Washington, you're always told to have something to fall back on, a plan B. You've defeated yourself in your head if you have a plan B. Don't have anything to fall back on. Because if you're going to fall, you don't want to fall back. You want to fall forward. So at least that way you know what you're going to hit. And you will fail at whatever you want to try and do. Because you ain't going to be successful straight away. Unless you're really lucky. Fail. But fail big. And get up. Keep dusting yourself off. And keep going for it. Wherever that goal is. I tried to do Mont Blanc, which was the highest mountain in Europe, and I trained for it. I planned my route. I bought the clothes. I got physically fit. I made sure that everything, I'd given myself every single thing I could do to be successful, right? The day comes when I'm going to go for Mont Blanc. I'm going to push for it. And it was hard. It was so hard I can't even begin to tell you how hard it was. I was struggling to breathe because the altitude was so high. It was cold. It was scary. But still, I knew what I needed to do. That was in 2010, and it almost seems like a distant memory. And I failed. I failed because the weather turned in. I failed purely based on the fact that it started snowing and I couldn't see where I was going. So I made a decision to turn back rather than carry on. Basically, the risk far outweighed the benefit. What goals have you got? See, it's important to realize that we have a small section of time to do what we want to do. This is us. This is the time that we've been given. So what we're going to do? Why don't we look up the people who we're enthusiastic towards? Why don't we look up our heroes? David Beckham, I remember David Beckham, far better looking than me, better head of hair. I remember him scoring a free kick in the World Cup qualifiers against Greece. And he stepped back and he looked what he was going to do. He looked at the ball. He looked what he was aiming for. He looked at the ball again and he took a couple of steps forward and he hit it. It was always going in. And that one kick put this country into the World Cup. Do you think he fluked it? Well, actually, no. What he did was every single day he trained for free kicks. When all his other teammates from Man United were going home, David Beckham would stay on the playing field practicing free kicks. It's hard to achieve your goals, but you need to have one. So the first task, how about this? First task is this. In your school, we want you to create a dream board. There's you there. I'll just put that closer to the camera. Create a dream board. The link is on YouTube now, so you can download that. There you go. And put it what it is that you want to do. Now, dreams are one thing, but we need to make them happen. So what have you done in the past week to make your dream happen? There's an old saying, don't tell people your plans, show them your results. A lot of people do a lot of talking. I'm going to do this, I'm going to go there. And when they're actually there, most of the people are on backdrops like this, and they're taking a photograph of themselves. So they're ignoring the thing that they're doing. My heroes are more or less left this world. Mozart, Alan Watts, Ernest Shackleton, Scott at the Antarctic, great mountaineers, great climbers, Joe Brown. A lot of people have left us, but they weren't here for nothing. They inspired me, and I'm here to inspire you. Because there's another beautiful saying that I absolutely love. That I remember just the other day. A child comes to me with a spark of interest. I feed that spark so it becomes a flame. I feed the flame so it becomes a fire. I feed that fire so it becomes a roaring blaze. Whatever it is you want to do, you will do as a team, you will do as a school. And can you imagine if one person watching this right now achieves greatness by something we did in this room? You are watching this for a reason. And you're all out there in classrooms and bedrooms and wherever you are. But you're here. We ain't never going anywhere until we do something good and do something positive. Because I can tell you now, we need to turn this downtime into dreams. Task number 2. Teachers, I want you to make or buy a jar. Bigger the better. And I want you to put every pupil's name on it and put a dream that they want to achieve next to their name. I want you to fold it up, pop it into the jar. In every assembly, or every week, or every day if you want to, you reach your hand into that jar and you pick it out, you open it up, and you get that person to stand up and you say, right, here we go. What is your dream? You said you wanted to be an astronaut. You said you wanted to be a marine biologist. What have you done to make that happen? That's task number 2. Because we need that, guys, to do it. Otherwise, we're just going off in different directions. I want to be an astronaut one day. I want to be a policeman the next. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a singer. I want to be a celebrity. I want to be a racing car driver. Lewis Hamilton started driving cars. Did he? No, he started driving go-karts. He was in a go-kart as a child. And now he's Formula 1 champion. I'm not actually too sure if that's still true, but he's been it a few times. And he started down the go-kart track as a child. So don't be thinking, because you're only this big, that you can't achieve things. You can achieve whatever it is you wanted to achieve. If you try hard enough, if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way of getting it. Now, you can tell yourself you can't do it, and your parents and people around you will tell you, I ain't going to do that. Well, guess what? They're wrong. I will 100% guarantee you, if you want something bad enough, you will find a way of getting it. I haven't always done this. I don't look scared to you. Maybe I'm scared. I'm not. You're people. The future of this world belongs to the young, not me. You. So what are you going to do to make it better? You have to have an inner vision, a vision of what you want to do. Model yourself on your heroes. If that's Batman, then you do that. Whatever that is, you have to have a hero and you have to have a mentor, because it's those guys that make it happen. When I was 5 years old, I was only a little boy. I had a heart operation, and my mum and dad left me in the hospital, and I was so scared. I was 5. I was scared. But this man got me through that I never met, and I never did meet him. He was my hero. He was named the $6 Million Man. And I remember I had a t-shirt of him, and his way, and him, he was good looking, he was bionic, he could do everything. And I needed that at 5. And I can still remember that now at 50. So model yourself on what you're going after, but make sure you're true to yourself. If you want to be a singer like Michael Jackson, be a singer, but have your own style, have your own technique. And remember, you need to be prepared to fail. And don't worry, you will fail. But it's by failing that you learn to appreciate when you're successful. So, have we got anybody questions?
There's no questions in the chat.
Guys, aim some questions at me as soon as you possibly can. We're here. I'm going to... Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Yesterday I had a conversation with a little boy. He was on a Zoom meeting, and I asked him what he wanted to do with his dream. And he said he wanted to be a YouTube gamer. I'm not too sure what that is. But I asked him what he needed to be. What do you think you need to be or do to achieve your dream? Do you need to be confident? Well, he said, yes. I said, do you need to be resilient? And he said, yes. I said, do you need to have the right attitude? And he said, yes. I then chucked a trick question in and said, do you need to have any hair on your head? And he said, yes. And I whipped my cap off. I said, you're wrong about that, because I ain't got any hair on my head, and you can still achieve greatness. So greatness is not attached to physical appearance. Greatness is not attached to how much money you have or haven't got. Greatness is not attached to where you live and what house you live in and what car you drive. It doesn't matter about what skin color you have. Greatness ain't bothered about how tall you are. You make yourself great. You understand? You make yourself great by doing what it is you're after. Go after what it is. So, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And this is the crux of what we're going to talk about. Every idea starts in here, it moves to here. It moves to here to actions. You act, you research how it is you're going to do it. You research, you prepare, and you plan. You tell people what it is you're going to do, and you set yourself periods of goals. By end of March, I want to be here. By the end of May, I want to be here. And by the end of August, I want to be here. K2 is one of the most dangerous mountains in the world, and it kills more people than any other mountain in the world, give or take Annapurna. You do not run up K2 in one go. You go up, and guess what you do? You go up to the first stage, and you spend the night there, and then you come down. Then you go back again, and the next day, you go up again, and then you come back down. You do this to acclimatize yourself, so your lungs and everything are getting used to what it is you're doing. It's the same with goals, it's the same with dreams. You take a little chunk at a time, and you do it in stages. I think it was George Bernard Shaw that said we should treat our failures as graciously as our successes, which means when you fail, don't lose your temper. Don't get angry. Don't pick on the people around you. Dust yourself off, take a deep breath, and go again. And keep going until you find a way of achieving what it is you're going after. Because there'll always be something. I was watching a thing, it was a little film a few weeks ago. There's a little 8-year-old boy, right? He's 8 years old and he wants to be an Olympic hurdler. He wants to jump over all these hurdles, right? But unfortunately, at 8 years old, he lost his sight, he was blind, and he never saw again. How sad. He is in the Guinness Book of Records for the longest jump in a Paralympic history. He's blind. Do you know how he does it? Well, every successful jump forward requires a calculated step back. You step back, and he has his trainer shouting next to the sandpit, fly, 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 fly. And as he's running completely in the dark, his trainer says, fly. And he flies at the same time, and he leaps forward, not being able to see anything. He does not let anything stand in his way, and he can't see anything. Well, he does that because he has an inner vision. Stevie Wonder, he is also blind. He had an album called Inner Visions. So children, pupils, what's your dream? What's your goal? Have one. Have a purpose. Remember what it's like to be locked down now. Remember the last time you saw your friends. You need to do something positive. We need to do something good. Good for you, good for your family, good for your school, and good for your parents, and good for your teachers. And most of all, something good for the world. I'm going to end on this, unless we have anything else. I've talked about happiness, I've talked about love, I've talked about compassion, we've talked about resilience and positivity. I'm sitting at a petrol station yesterday in my car, and waiting for my fiance. And I see a homeless person on the floor, and it is cold. And he is wrapped up in a blanket, and over the top of the blanket was a tent. Where is his goals? Where is his dreams? I thought to myself. So I got out of the car, and I went and got some money out of the cash point. And I gave this man £20 to get himself some food. I don't want a pat on the back, I don't want a medal. It was the right thing to do. But I said to this man, whatever it is that has put you there, you find a way of getting up. And if this £20 is part of that, then that's it. I've done my bit. And I went to bed last night and I had a small warm glow. This is not a movie starring us. So I'm going to sign off now and finish with this. Thank you, all of you, for taking part in our lovely Wednesday Wellbeings all across the UK. We did it for you. I didn't get any money. We did it to make a difference. We did it because we feel as a company that this is the right thing to do at the right time. Every action has a reaction, and we hope from our humble dwelling here in Rugeley in the West Midlands, we hope that in some way we've affected you for the better, in giving you the resilience and giving you the confidence to be the best version of yourself. So,
we have had a couple of questions come in, Paul.
I was just going to say goodbye.
Well, we've had Nikki Badley, who's just saying, thank you for obviously the talk and the things that we've been doing over the week. She says she loves the idea of the dreams jar, and that's something they'll be taking into the school, and they're going to be doing that with the children very, very shortly. So she says she loves that idea. So yeah, we did have a question as well from Gracie. She says, I assume Gracie might potentially be a child. She's asking how she could follow her dream to become a teacher.
So, Gracie, just for you and anybody else who wants to be a teacher, do you know, Gracie, this was just for you. Do you know, I can remember every influential teacher I ever had at my age of 50. So what a brilliant thing to do. Obviously, you will need to have a good education. You'll need to be resilient and be confident. And by the way, Gracie, the more you do something, the easier it is. So you need to expose yourself. So what you could do, and this is just an idea, why don't you get your teacher to let you have a lesson for 5 minutes, give you the exposure that you need. Because yes, you're going to have to go through the exams, you're going to have to go through college and university, and then guess what? You're going to go right back into a school. Gracie, do it. Be a teacher. Influence the next generation. You don't say how old you are, so you may only be young. but expose yourself to what that is that you're going after. So maybe get your teacher to, you can do a lesson or practice in front of the mirror. Find out some facts that you find are amazing and tell the people around you. I've known quite a lot of teachers, and I'm constantly inspired. And what an honourable thing to do, Gracie. I can tell you something, the world needs more teachers. And as I understand it, because of the old COVID, people are leaving their professions as teachers, and that saddens me. So Gracie, spread the word, do it, make it happen, get the education. And one last thing, Gracie, I'm going to be honest with you. You can have all the education and academic qualifications that you go for, but it's character and attitude and positive behaviour that will make you a good teacher. You say something that's memorable, you can affect the lives of everybody around you. So good luck, Gracie, with that. And Nikki Badley, I happen to know Nikki Badley, a phenomenal teacher, fantastic. She's a constant inspiration to me. Shout out to Packmore Primary. They have been inundating with us with lots and lots of material that they've been working with their children. So thank you for that. I'm guessing that is it.
Yeah,
We've got another one.
Gracie just says thank you as well, Paul, which I think is important to mention. So, but I think that's maybe wrapping everything up. And thank you for everybody who stayed tuned, and thank you for people that have engaged over the last 5 weeks. I'll leave it with Paul to sign off, but thank you from me. It's been a great pleasure seeing the work that we've been doing over the previous weeks, and in particular, obviously, the good work that Paul's done. So I'll let Paul sign things off, and just watch out for more videos. Hit subscribe as well. That's what we should say. So if you like the content, please hit subscribe, and we'll be sharing some more content with you over the coming weeks and months going ahead.
So I will finish with a couple of my favourite quotes. This is a couple of quotes for you guys out there. We must endeavour never to be spectators in our own lives. Don't watch yourself grow old. Get stuck in, do something, be memorable, be inspirational, do that. That's one of my favourite ones. Another one here, I love this one. Never look down on anybody else unless you're giving them a hand up. Okay, that's one of my personal favourites. And I'm going to end on this to everybody out there who's been involved in our Wednesday Wellbeing. I'm going to finish our session with an old, ancient Apache blessing, and this is for you. Here we go. May the sun bring you new energy by day, and may the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries, and may the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through this world and know its beauty all the days of your life. I reckon that's good. God bless you all, and who knows, maybe we'll pick this out somewhere along the dusty road of our journey with our Awakening programme. Thank you all again. Don't give up. Stay safe. Stay cool. Stay real. See you later.
Thank you, guys.